Hi everyone, my name is Justin Arroyo. I am a CVN student and I work full-time at Pratt & Whitney's Jet Engine Assembly Center in Connecticut. As such, my project is on jet engines. Specifically, I will be assessing the requirements and performance of a recently patented engine design which has an interesting solution to the challenges associated with using ammonia as a green fuel source. People are interested in new aviation fuel sources because we need to find a way to fly around without emitting greenhouse gases. Electrification with batteries and motors, hydrogen, either as liquid hydrogen or fuel cells, and ammonia are actually all really promising ways to power the future of flight, and there is a lot of private and public money going around funding research into all three. I had to pick one, though, so with some guidance from Dr. Bradshaw, who is affiliated with both Columbia and Pratt & Whitney, I went with ammonia. The first example of a liquid ammonia fuel aircraft I could find was NASA's X-15 with an engine from the now defunct company Reaction Motors. This was all the way back in 1959, and at the time it broke the record for the highest Mach number in manned flights. And doesn't the exhaust looks much cleaner than the condensation trails left behind by the kerosene-powered aircraft of today as well. But unfortunately, a clean burn was not a performance factor at the time, and with the advent of solid rocket propellants and the realization that a number of ammonia's chemical properties prevented it from being efficient in gas turbine engines, meant researchers have not used ammonia as an aviation fuel source much since. Now, this is where Pratt & Whitney's research, funded by the energy arm of the Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA-E, within the U.S. Department of Energy, comes into play. Pratt attempts to address ammonia's weak combustion characteristics by splitting, or cracking, at least a portion of the ammonia flow into its component parts, which are nitrogen and hydrogen. Allow me to highlight this whole ammonia cracking circuit in red. So Pratt wants to do this because hydrogen has superior combustion characteristics compared to ammonia, so this improves the performance of the engine. Now, this entire path in red has thermodynamically interesting stops. To give two examples, as the ammonia passes through 62, there is intercooling of the engine's working fluid and regeneration of the ammonia fuel, both of which we have seen previously in this course. And at 52, it is better for the ammonia to be a gas than a liquid for combustion, so why not pass it through a turbine to get some work out of that expansion? Now, even just the ammonia circuit is a lot to tackle, so I'm going to be focusing my project on 48, which is the ammonia cracker. The goal of the project is to take the ample research currently being done on decentralized ammonia crackers in support of a larger hydrogen economy, at least in the future, and see how feasible an on-wing cracker really is for, say, a narrow-body single-out aircraft. I may end up downsizing this goal to a regional jet. Of course, a big determiner of success is how this ammonia engine stacks up against current engines like the PW1100, which I make, or the CFM LEAPs. To achieve this, I will start out by creating as sophisticated a model of the cracking unit as I can. A barometer of success will be my ability to recreate this figure from the same Pratt patent using the reaction equilibrium concepts I found in the Van Ness book. This figure, though, is assuming that the ammonia will spend an infinite time in the cracker, which obviously is not the case, as the ammonia will have a non-zero flow rate and a non-zero resident time in this unit operation. So once I get a grasp on this static solution, I'll attempt to add in some chemical reaction kinetics to get a transient model with ammonia flow rate, or at least the desired ammonia flow rate, as a key input into the function. Steps 2 and 3, for now am planning on not overthinking these. For step 2, I'll probably code up a very simplified thrust equation, which I think we even derived in an earlier lecture. The only thing we skipped during that lecture, if I recall correctly, is adding in the actual mass acceleration of the air flowing through the engine to calculate the thrust. I hope to have the output of the ammonia cracker model that I will create first be an input to this function in so much as the flow rate and the composition of the fuel will determine the enthalpy of the reaction and thus the work put out by the turbo machinery. Once I have all this, it should be easy enough to calculate some engine parameters and compare it to information found readily available online to modern day jet engines. Here are my sources and references, and thank you for listening.